life can be great. Life can be great. But the reality is, and I'm going to share this and then I'm going to sit down. I'm going to share this and I'm going to sit down. This is one of my recovery books. Living Clean.
Yeah.
There's a section in here that says, I am in 1 minute.
Nice.
It don't matter because I got Steve today. Hey, connected to ourselves. Listen, it can take a long time now. We change in recovery, but we also uncover who we were all along. Wow. We find ourselves, for so many of us, this is a reaction to the second step. Wow. It may even be a restoration to the state we never experienced before. Because we've never had the chance to be ourselves without pretending, without hiding, or without trying to be something else. That's right. No matter what happens in this process, the best thing you can do for you is be yourself. Thank y'all.
Truly been a blessing, man, to the recovery rooms and the community, Travis. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am one of the fruit of your labor.
There you go.
Trust me. Man, thank you so much. Y'all, how y'all feel about that?
Yeah!
Y'all ready for some more? Yes! All right. So we're going to keep it going. My next speaker, this event was put together, man, by God for sure, because I had a plan to do certain things the way I wanted. I chose certain speakers, and it didn't turn out that way. Okay? Y'all know about making a plan. Well, God got a plan. And I needed one more female speaker to my list. And I didn't know who that was going to be. And so I told Lisa, I need to call over to the Fritley. You know, I want to mix it up. I want you to come in here and get it. All type of ways. So wherever you did it, you'll get it in here. And I said, I'm going to call over to the Fritley Alano Club because I need another female speaker. And maybe if I call over there, somebody answer the phone, Travis, and say, okay, hold on, I'll find you one. So I called over to the Fritley Alano Club. And this lady answered the phone. I said, how you doing? What's your name? She said her name, and I said, well, I don't mean to bother nobody. I'm just doing this old-timer speaker jam March 7th, and I need a female speaker with over 20 years clean and sober. And she said, well, I have such and such time. And I said, okay. I said, so would you be willing to come and speak? She said, sure. I said, well, man, I got to come over there and meet you. I said, Lisa, come on. We got in the car, went over there, got the flyer, went over there, man, and walked in. And I just got to tell you, I don't know if y'all in here, but they looked at me strange.
I would too.
and you know, all this crazy stuff going on, ice, everything else, they didn't know what I was on. Because I don't look like what you expect to come out of me. So she was like, hey, the man in black. Because I told her on the phone, I said, I'll be in all black. All black. with the clothes on or with them all black. And this sweet lady, man, jumped up and gave me this great big hug, man. And all it took was just that one person to do that, because everybody else made me feel like I'm about to go back out the door. But that's all, and she hugged me, and I said, wow. And we talked, and we laughed, and I said, this is going to be beautiful. God did this. I didn't do this. Yeah. It's your time for you to speak. God just directed me here, and I'm so appreciative of you. And I want to introduce my friends and my people to you also, because I think you're a beautiful person, and if you've been around here all these years, you've had a chance to share all this beautifulness with all the people in your presence, just like you did with a total stranger. See, that's the difference. Right. Yeah. When somebody can do that. Right. And so I just adore her. And I want to introduce to you guys one of the sweetest ladies I've met in recovery, Sister Colleen. Come on, give it up. Colleen!
Sorry about the interruption and people walking in front of the camera.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Is this on? Yes, it is. My name is Colleen, and I am an alcoholic.
Hi, Colleen.
And the reason that I put more emphasis on the word am is because until my sobriety date, which is February 12th, 1982, thank you, it's not because of me, I didn't do it. I just followed directions. But until that day, I was not an alcoholic. I was a heavy drinker.
Yes. You're listening.
Couldn't be an alcoholic. Never lost a job. Continued to get promoted while I was working. Never got a DUI. But you have to think that's back in the day, too, where it was much harder to get a DUI than it is now. You know, I didn't have the consequences that other people had. So, therefore, I was not an alcoholic. My brother, who's been in the program for 5 years longer than me, tried to tell me I was an alcoholic. Nope, just a heavy drinker. So, but that's not to say I did not do all the stupid-ass things that alcohol makes you do. I was a social drinker. I drank in bars, and that was 6 days a week, because you could not drink on Sundays. You couldn't go to a restaurant and get a drink, couldn't go anywhere unless you went to Wisconsin.
Yep.
So I was in a bar 6 days a week, and I drank not to deal with life. I didn't have to deal with my feelings, anything going on, nothing like that, because I could get drunk. And people would say, well, it's still going to be there tomorrow. Yep. Well, I can still get drunk tomorrow. It doesn't matter, you know. So, you know, I want to think that, you know, it was okay. I was doing all right because, you know, I wasn't an alcoholic. However, I think back to the things that I did. And I was driving to a bar one Friday night in Hopkins, and I hit a pedestrian on the street. Now, thank God she wasn't hurt at all or anything like that, but I still went to the bar. It didn't make a bit of difference, you know. Hit somebody with your car and go right down there. And, you know, that didn't bother me that much. She was fine, I was fine. Let's go drink. That's not the way a person should live their life. But I continued this way until one day, my best friend and I took the afternoon off work, and we stopped at Park Nicollet Clinic just because she had to pick up some paperwork. And I said, I'll wait in the car. No, come on in with me, it won't take long. So I went in with her and walked into this room with 20-some people in it that were my sisters, my brothers, cousins, friends, my manager, my supervisor at work. All these people sitting in this wonderful little circle. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but I know I don't want to be here. They wouldn't let me leave. So right now I thank God for those people in my life, but that day I didn't like them at all.
Yep.
4 hours of them telling me what they saw my drinking doing to them and what my drinking was doing to myself. I went through every single emotion you could think of, starting with really pissed off. But as this all went through, as I went through this, at the end, it was, if I'm hurting the people that care about me and that I care about most in my life, I can't do this anymore. So, I became an alcoholic on February 16th, 1982.
Yeah.
And by the grace of my higher power and this program, it's 12 steps, I've not had to have a drink since then, but it's not because I'm all that strong or anything. I'm not. Went through 3 weeks of outpatient treatment. Didn't, of course, do my 4th or 5th step because it was outpatient. I didn't have to. They couldn't keep me there. So my brother took me to the Robbinsdale Alano Club, and that became my home for 35 years. I was at the Robbinsdale Club. And I'm a step person, through and through. It's the steps for me. I was in a step group there for 30-some years, so I've gone through them many, many, many times. But every time I go through them, I learn something different. It's just, it's amazing, this program and what it's done for me. I was going to be that crazy aunt with lots of cats. That was going to be me. I was extremely overweight my whole life, so, romantic interests weren't there. Now, sex was. Because if they had sex with me, they loved me. I was a thought in my mind for forever. And I just got to tell you this. I was speaking at the Friendly Club one night, and both my children were there. And I said, when I first came into this program, I was a total slut. And my kids are going, Mom! Sorry, guys, that's the truth. That's how it was. I came in spiritually, morally broke. And, but I came in, and I've been here. And I take these steps. They are a total part of my life. Usually when I'm speaking longer than this, I go through how I do the 12 steps. I'm only going to do 2 of them today. The 3rd step, made a decision to turn our will and lives over to the care of God, as we understood them. This is the only step out of these 12 that gives me total peace and serenity when I work this step. And somebody once told me, will in our lives. Our will is our thoughts. Our lives are our actions. And for me, it's so much easier to work this doing thoughts and actions than will and lives. But I do know when I don't work this step, my life becomes totally chaotic. So this is my very favorite step. And the other step I wish to talk about today is the 12th one. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, try to carry this message to alcoholics and spiritual awakenings come as a result of these steps.